The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended.
It's showtime.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is showtime here on Circle Debate. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone here to episode 112. 112. Jesus Christ. That is a lot. 112 episodes in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the host of Devious One, Ivan C. Here with me, Familia, the greatest faction of all time. The Four Horsemen of podcasting, but one is not here, of course, because the director, obviously. Oh, that's right. Familia, that is right. Rewind Wrestling Network Podcast. They just had a huge announcement they made
amazing stream
on their show earlier today. They made an announcement. Congratulations to them. As they'll be having on their network, they'll be having Top Rope Wrestle Talk on their network. Make sure you subscribe to Rewind Wrestling Network. And fantastic job. I cannot wait to see the feature of that. And we live, baby. That's right.
It's good. Dirty Heels.
Dirty Heels in
We got the league in the building.
The league is in the house. And of course, once again, my brother, Mike Dinero, porque es el dinero nero, el mero mero. That's right. Because if not, he's going to smack the shit out of you. Capiche?
Yes, sir. Mike D, Wrestling Delorean Podcast, Circle Debate. Let's go.
That's right. And of course, I have the callous of all calluses because he's 69 for a reason. To give everybody all your 69 stooges.
Stanford stooge.
You know, the reasons, the facts, opinions, everything. That's why he is Mr. 69 himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Don Carlos Steamboat.
Yeah, we're rated TVMA, even though there's no nudity.
That's right. You are right there. That's right. All right. Yes. Via Kofi. Yes, that's right. Kofi Winston in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as you guys saw this past Friday, we did give our thoughts. What's up? That's right. What's going on?
Street.
Debate coming soon. Yes, debate. You're calling out De Niro now. So he's going to be with us. I'm debating with you, Devin and Hafiz, the Tribal Chief of Podcasting and the Messiah Podcast. That's right. Subscribe to Clark Street Wrestling.
Most definitely support Clark Street.
Yeah, definitely. But yes, Friday we already gave our thoughts about obviously what happened with Vince McMahon. But before we get into all of that, very quick, we want to give our overall thoughts recap of Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor very briefly. We just want to get it out of the way very momentarily so we get into the rest of the show because we have a stacked show here, ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about. So let me pull up the card very briefly here. I have it. Yeah, that's right. That's what I have here, ladies and gentlemen. And there you have it. What a fantastic show. So I'm going to break it down very briefly. I'll get my thoughts out of the way for this card. Fantastic overall from the pre-show to the opening of the matches to everything else, which we'll get into the aftermath of the opening because there was a lot of debacle there. But overall, another phenomenal event for Ring of Honor, which I was really, really happy. And I was just like, yes, thank God everything was magical, especially the main event. It's hard to decide which one was the best one, either the first one or the second one between FTR and the Briscoes. But that's a top right there match of the year for sure. It has to be. I mean, these two incredible teams, they put it all on the line and gave the whole crowd a hell of a fucking show. So kudos to Ring of Honor and the video packages, everything, seeing Dragon Lee there, which I'm hoping that he does decide to sign with AEW, but we'll see. I mean, but more Ring of Honor, to be honest. I want him in Ring of Honor mainly than AEW. So yes, that's right. But yes, take it to you, De Niro, overall of the Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor event. What are your thoughts about it?
I thought it was a slam dunk. I love the whole event for sure. Like from top to bottom, like you said, the match card was just stacked. Great to see a new champion. I love Jonathan Gresham, but I'm a huge Claudio Castagnoli fan for many years. So great to see him finally win that gold, especially in Ring of Honor, because the first time I ever seen Claudio was in Ring of Honor. So it's only right that he has that Ring of Honor title. Main event was absolutely amazing. Like I got to say, like that is my match of the year right now. They killed it. And I could see a third one. Maybe, Final Battle, I'm hoping. Like I could see it going one more. The 2 out of 3 falls was, it was a pure wrestling matchup, which is more of FTR style. So I could see the third one going with more of like a hardcore brawl, maybe a like ladder war between them and the Briscoes. So I'm really looking forward to see where they go next with that. I really was impressed by Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia. They had a hell of a pure title matchup, and it was only made better by that crowd really loving every single thing that they did with the hot crowd, but also with William Regal on commentary explaining every single technical move that was done. I thought top to bottom, this show was amazing. Ring of Honor, I don't know if they're going to be running more big venues like this one. It did look like an AEW show with the Ring of Honor logo. That's the only thing. Like, I would like to see if Ring of Honor had more of its own identity and run more of like the traditional Ring of Honor like venues, like the Hammerstein, like 2300 Arena. But I'm not mad at them growing and having bigger crowds as well, because if any company deserves it, it's ROH.
Hell yes.
That is right. Hell yeah, that is right. Yes. Mr. Matt Callis, thoughts overall?
I was just imagining Ring of Honor at like the Staples Center. How cool that would be.
Oh, the crypto. It's called the crypto now. Yeah. It ain't the Staples.
I'll never get used to that. I think another matchup. I wouldn't mind see another matchup. I definitely enjoyed the Roosh Dragon Lee match. That was definitely up there. So it really goes to show Samoa Joe's not just back in wrestling just for a drink of coffee and then, having his last run or anything like that. Him holding on to the title means he's here to stay and he's here to whoop ass, and just to keep having a lot of classic matches. And I'm really hoping I get to see some of my dream matches up and coming. La Faction, Lord Nobles. I hope that leads to I won't stop saying my dream match, Samoa Joe versus Tetsuya Naito. But overall, I definitely agree with De Niro. I definitely give that a 10 out of 10, mainly because Ring of Honor, they end to end everybody, like even the pre-show, and the 6-man tag titles, that was another favorite of mine. Yeah. I mean, Dalton Castle and the Righteous, so.
Oh man, yes, cheers to that.
It definitely seemed like every matchup went out there with the intentions of stealing the show. And that's like the Ring of Honor way. Ring of Honor runs shows very differently than other companies. There's no like sleeper matches. There's no like matches where it's like a piss break. Every matchup, they try to go out there and steal the show. So I love that old Ring of Honor spirit was here in this modern day of ROH.
Absolutely. And not only that, what I like about it, it really showcased a lot more of the Ring of Honor stars, especially the old, the OGs like the Righteous. Shout out to Vincent, shout out to Tyler Bateman, especially SoCal native. And I was really, really happy to see him on a pay-per-view platform showcasing what he could deliver. And I was really happy for that. And especially the women's match. We said it last week and we said it on Top Rope as well, that this match was going to deliver somehow. And it did. It put over Mercedes Martinez incredibly. And Serena just did a fantastic job overall with everything. Just the psychology was just like, oh my God. It
was like a pure match almost.
Yes, exactly.
It had that style, that technical style for sure.
Absolutely.
If there's any name I'd call it, Mike, in music, they call it all killer, no filler. Mm-hmm. Imagine if they use that as a name for a pay-per-view. That
would fit.
That's a Sum 41 album, isn't it? All killer, no filler.
Yeah. Now that would be a dope name for a pay-per-view.
Oh, hey, trademark that.
Yeah, right.
Trademark for a league pay-per-view. Oh shit.
That's all on Matt right there.
That's right.
All killer.
Now, I want to get into this because of the fact of it's a major concern right now with this, because I really haven't heard much people talking about it. And this is the one with Gresham obviously requesting for his release. Before the show started, went up to Tony Khan. He literally really went up to Tony Khan with a lot of aggression. And he did go with a lot of ruthless aggression, stating, look, man, what's going on? What are you going to do with me? I didn't want to turn heel. You booked me heel. Now you're making me drop the belt. I mean, I don't know where my character's going. So, of course.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
And, of course, he was that way because, and he was just frustrated. And he digressed very, very tough on Tony Khan, and he requests his release. That's why I feel that they put that as an open match for the pay-per-view. It wasn't a coin toss, how everybody said, like Ian Riccaboni said, and Capri said no. We all know, even they were confused. They're like, what? Wait a minute. And they really sold it. But for me, it seemed like they didn't know. They thought it was going to be probably FTR opening the match. However, they switched. So now with this situation going on, and not only him digressing about the lack of communication with Tony Khan and along with, with other talents in AEW who are in the mid-cards, but this is a big factor because, I mean, Tony Khan, it's going to hurt him. I mean, right now, he is focusing more on his major talents, the former WWE guys. But what about your mid-card guys, your original ones who came in, the ones that you seek for in the independent scene, and now they're up there on a national platform, but now you're not really using them as much. So now you have more of the former WWE guys coming in. But, I'm not going to say completely all of them because we all know where they came from. They are also, majority came from Ring of Honor. Or Impact, or any other territories where they came from, but they're WWE known, name known because they were given that major platform and they were exposed on national television, like NXT, mainly the Black and Gold brand. So this is a big concern because, I mean, there could be, which we'll get into why this would be a concern, but should this be a major concern after this situation? Because are we going to see future talent coming forward and saying, you know what, this is the lack of communication with Tony Khan. We've seen it already with Big Swole. That's one example I could give right now, because she was, digressing herself. Where's my character? She put a hell of a banger match with her and Diamante on Dark, which could have been a storyline on Dynamite. So that's an example I could give, that this is a major concern for Tony Khan. So back to you, De Niro. Your thoughts about the situation overall. I mean, should this be a major concern for TK and the whole AEW management?
This is definitely a major concern for TK because, it's not just Big Swole. It's not just Jonathan Gresham. There's been a whole list of people who are coming out and saying that there's no communication. You had Joey Janela, Marco Stunt, Chavo Guerrero. He said that he was just stopped being used. And there was no word from AEW management or TK saying why he was not being used. But then on the flip side, like you said, you got people like Bryan Danielson doing interviews saying that the reason why he loves working for AEW as opposed to the WWE is because Tony Khan is so approachable and there's so much communication and he's a fan just like everyone else. So it's like, all right, why is that only the narrative between the top echelon, the top guys on your roster, but when it comes to the mid-card guys, there's no communication at all? The way I see it is you should be treating everybody the same. You should communicate with everybody. And if you don't, then at least have the people that are lined up like talent relations, like, for example, Christopher Daniels being that communicating guy to the talent, which would be his job, being talent relations. So it's like, it's really confusing to me because the way I think is if I was running the company, the way I treat the people at top, I'm going to treat the people all the way on the bottom, because what would give them the feeling that they could ever make it to that top if they are not even respected or appreciated or even recognized? So I think that this could definitely be a problem. On the other hand, playing devil's advocate, the flip side is, Tony Khan did purchase Ring of Honor. And yeah, Jonathan Gresham was the champion before he purchased ROH, but Tony Khan does reserve the rights to run Ring of Honor the way he wants to run Ring of Honor, being that he is the owner. So yeah, I know Jonathan Gresham had maybe a different vision of what he wanted ROH to be and what he wanted his character to be, but that was the old regime. Regardless, he's not going back. You know what I mean? So that's just the flip side of it. Me personally, I think that Tony Khan needs to have better communication. He's still new to this, so like a lot of people forget this is not someone like Vince McMahon who's been in the business for like 30, 40 years. This is year number 3. So there's going to be growing pains, but at a certain point, you got to be a little bit more professional. If you're going to treat some people with respect, you got to treat the rest of your employees with respect. It's just, I don't know. The way I see it is if this continues to grow, it could become a major problem. And I could see a mass exodus of AEW talent once their contracts are up if Tony Khan is not at least giving them the courtesy of communication.
That's fucking bullshit.
It is bullshit, Tony Khan. So you make sure you listen to this if you're listening and watching, TK.
Facts.
Mac Hallis.
I'll say this, Jonathan Gresham. This is one of the rare times because, you know, you've never had a company of this size with this much independent stuff going on simultaneously. Because Jonathan Gresham, he has his own wrestling promotion. It's got a Roman name.
Terminus.
Yeah. So he's got Terminus going on, and he's got that to focus on as well. It's such a odd and crazy thing. I mean, Jon Moxley is still the GCW champion right now, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like until recently, you know, he's still the GCW champion while being the interim AEW champion.
The whole House of Black is wrestling at House of Glory.
Yeah. A lot of people have so many different things on their plate. Malachi Black is facing a guy I jammed with at Guitar Center a few years back, or a person, Kid Bandit, over at Prestige Wrestling in the Glass House in Pomona. So there's so many different things going on. And I could think of, you know, here's another one of my weird comparisons. I'm getting over a cold if you guys are wondering why I sound weird. But the funny thing is, though, I'm still going to make weird comparisons and analogies. You could compare this to Genghis Khan and the Mongol Empire. You know, he's Khan, you know? There you go.
Tony Genghis
Khan.
And when you have a wrestling empire that's spread out almost too far, it's tough to manage and control and maintain. So you kind of learn that when you play this board game called Risk. Maybe that's like one thing you got to learn to play, learn to both micro and macro manage all of this.
It's all about the game and how you play it.
Yeah.
I love this, man. We gotta make a rhyme night episode here, man. That's right.
I think I'm actually serious about. I like the idea of having, other than the number on the episode, just every episode having kind of like a funny catchphrase as the theme. I think the last episode's the Octobomb episode, and this is, you know, I guess the game and how you play it episodes. This one.
There you go. There's a clip of that. You will see that. But I agree overall, man. This is a major concern because, I mean, shit. You were the kid in the candy store, TK. You came in here and you got all this talent. You wanted these talents, and now you have them. But you forgot who helped you get to that level when you started 3 years ago. You seeked out for these independent wrestlers, especially the Young Bucks, who you communicated, who you went to that said, hey, look, I want to start a promotion with you guys. So let's do it. You went with them along with Kenny. They're bringing you the talent. But no, you want more. You see all those WWE former talent from WWE. You take them, you got them, but you're giving them no more the attention than your mid-card guys who puts hell of a fucking shows. Like we're gonna get into on Dynamite very shortly. Like Dante Martin, how he was, what's going on with Private Party when they first started, began. It's just so many that people were really invested on. And
look at Kip Sabian. Kip Sabian still got the box on his head in the crowd. There's
what
no
the fuck is he?
My man's been doing that for like a year, and there's not even a mention of him.
Oh my god, it's fucking.
They didn't even make
ridiculous.
That a story. Like shit, at least talk about it.
Exactly. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me that why they're not doing that. It's ridiculous that this is a big concern. He should be, because I heard him today. I busted open radio. He said, about which we're gonna get into right now, about it's a new era, of course, because Vincent Kenny McMahon is gone, and he read about social media stating, should he be concerned about them jumping ships back to WWE? He mentioned Malachi. I said over 5 years. Adam Cole 5 years. Kyle O'Reilly 5 years. Fish. But who cares? I mean, we're not speaking about them. You can have them, but it's the ones that just started with you in AEW are the ones that can leave you. Those are the ones that. What about to make a bigger name for themselves over there? And then guess what? And this is, I hate to say this, but I'm a professional wrestling fan. It's going to come down to them becoming already like a WCW. And that's one thing you do not want to do. All right.
Don't forget where you came from.
Exactly. And that's what we see. We'll definitely have to say Tony Khan is not a smart man. He's making the same mistakes. Yes, he should be learned. Agreed. 100% with you, Devin. 100% agreed. He is making those mistakes. And he, like I said, he should be really more out there. Like
I'll tell you what, it's getting to the point. Like I actually was a big fan of Tony Khan the first like year and a half, but it's getting to the point where I feel like Tony Khan should be the money man, and he should have people who know how to run a wrestling company in charge.
Exactly.
That's how I feel like it. This is going to be the downfall. Him trying to run everything himself. That's going to be the downfall because he's not a businessman. He came from the analytical world. You know what I mean? His father was the businessman. So it's like he doesn't know how to like handle talent. I think that we need somebody who's going to be able to book a show where it's more rounded and then have somebody handling the talent. Because like I said, Christopher Daniels is the head of talent relations, but it's like they have no communication. So that falls on Christopher Daniels. That falls on Tony Khan. That falls on the coaches that are lined up and in place to have those like communication routes to Tony Khan. So it's like we need more people in charge then.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
You
too much talent, not enough TV time. Too many titles, not enough talent getting over. Too many.
I'll say this about Christopher Daniels: the things he accomplishes and does are some of the best things you've seen recently. I'll say a good amount of like both Forbidden Door and the wrestlers coming over from the Cyber Fight promotions, DDT, Tokyo Joshi Pro, Noah. That's all. That's a lot of Christopher Daniels' diplomatic work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, not just talent. I'd say he's like an ambassador to Japan.
I mean, that's all good and dandy, but it's like shit. If your talent under your own company can't communicate with you because there's no line of communication, then what are you doing as a talent relations?
Agreed.
Like, so it's like I respect Christopher Daniels for everything he's done in the ring. I met him a couple times. He's a great guy, but like maybe he's not the guy for talent relations. That's a tough job. You always hear about people like I remember Bruce Pritchard saying when he was talent relations from TNA, he said he would not want that job ever again. Like he hated to be in talent relations. Jim Ross, he talks about how that was a tough job because everybody you're like the guy that everybody complains to, everybody talks shit to, and like they're too scared to go to Vince. So they give all the problems to JR back in the day. So it's like, it's a tough job to have. You need to have somebody who's willing to take that job and run with it. And I don't know if Christopher Daniels is that guy because right now, if you ask me, like, there's no communication. There's no relation with talent. So
there isn't. I mean, for me, I feel like there isn't at all. It's just a title name, but are they really out there? Do we hear their names being mentioned when other talent responds or comments about the product itself behind the scenes? I don't hear that I don't hear Daniels' name at all. Yeah. All I hear is TK, and all I hear is coaches. I mean, all I hear is, I hear about Di Malenko or Anderson, or Dustin. That's all I hear. But I don't hear no CD. I hear Kenny, but Kenny is not a talent relations guy. All I hear is Kenny, but I don't hear anything else. I don't know if he's a head booker. I'm not quite sure. I don't hear nothing about the Bucks. That's why there has to be an infiltrate structure in that behind the scenes of that production area. There has to be, because if there's only one man who wants to do it all with no experience at all in the business, that's a big major concern. Because that's why I feel like when AEW first started, there was some identity issues because there was like 4 different routes, but it did make more sense to have Kenny, Cody, and the Young Bucks like help running the show, running the different divisions, because now we see Tony Khan doing it all and it's not working. Like the shows are still good. Like Dynamite, we're going to get into it. It was a great show in my opinion, but it's just the fact that like what's going on behind the scenes. We're not hearing the best of morale is going on in AEW right now. Exactly. If you're not a former world champion from WWE, it's like you're not really cared about. It's hard because you have a lot of people who do talk greatly about Tony Khan, and then you have the people who come out and say that there's absolutely no communication. Like Agreed. Joey Janela mentioned how, his contract was coming up and he didn't get no call back. They didn't even communicate that they didn't want to re-sign him. It was just after the date he said, I guess I'm not signed anymore. And he was trying to communicate with them. They didn't communicate back. So it's like at a certain point, that's bad business practices. It is extremely bad business practices because it goes out in general, overall, like any type of job. Our bosses or your boss, doesn't matter. It's just communication is the key for everything to get resolved and situated. Always remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Especially your relationship, friendship, employment, overall, family, everything. Communication is the key to success.
Yes, sir. Life lessons on the Circle of Debate.
I'm doing Matt Callis' right here, 69 facts right here, so I gotta do it. Sorry, Matt, since your voice is a little bit shake the snake. No offense, shake the snake. But
it's not quite John Laurinaitis though, so that's good.
Oh no, it's not there.
If I sound like John Laurinaitis, I'm in a lot of trouble.
Touche. Yeah, touche. Oh shit! But yes, now that was a debate of the week right there. I gotta play it, but there. That was debate of the week right there. The lack of communication, ladies and gentlemen.
Word.
Now, speaking of communication, of course, we talked about it on Friday. Of course, the end of an era and a new one begins. Of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, as now he's gone. Vince,
Yeah! Fire!
Yes, Vince, and we're gonna miss you. We're gonna miss you very. Come on, you got. Come on, you know you're gonna miss him. I know you are. Come on. Come on. You gotta miss him a little tiny little bit. No, not even a little bit. No,
he's got a podcasting and stand-up career waiting for him.
Come on, you gotta miss it.
Man, not even the 80s missed that.
But I'll tell you one thing. Once, I know that his response was when he saw that, he was just...
This is fucking bullshit, okay? These fucking assholes, these fucking...
Yes, how he was.
I know that movie. I'm surprised you know about that movie. I think about that movie pretty often.
Oh man, yes, because that's the best scene for Christian Bale. And a new era has begun, and that is this man right here, who is now taking over. As Friday when we did the announcement, our thoughts about it, but we didn't get the further details until the following day, which now he is. Paul Levesque is now full control of creative, and I'm pretty sure when Vince saw that, he was like,
"Oh, you motherfuckers! You think you can do this to me?"
King Kong ain't got shit on me. Man, that movie's a classic.
That movie is a classic, man. Oh man, all I know is that I know the whole IWC went. They went crazy, I know, but hold on, tranquilo. This is a new era, but you gotta take it easy, my friend.
Have a little patience.
You gotta have a little patience because Paul Levesque is now he is announced of head creative. He took over. We did see some examples on Raw. I mean, I'll show you guys what happened on Raw. I mean, one change, which I was really surprised. I was like, what? They really did this?
Your daddy's not here anymore.
Oh, they did that. And of course, Arnold had to come in.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Oh, man.
Oh, who is your daddy and what does he do? Damn, that is horrible for you.
Now, when Roman said that, I popped. For sure.
Oh, you popped. Oh, man. But I'll take it easy now that we got the announcement of Triple H of being announced the head of creative. What were your thoughts? And this is going to be a very slow transition, I'm assuming, right after SummerSlam, right? So give us your take. Give us your take.
Yeah, I know a lot of people was disappointed that Triple H wasn't running the Monday show because Vince McMahon wrote that show on Thursday before he retired. So that was still like a Vince McMahon show. Triple H had a little bit in it. But, yeah, I mean, I'd say Monday we might see some changes, but it's really going to be a slow burn the way I see it, because it's like, whenever someone in politics or someone like digs a big hole for the country and then the next person comes in, they have to like fill that hole before they can make anything new. I feel like Triple H is going to have to be like filling up the hole that Vince McMahon built for dug for the WWE before he could start on a clean surface and go forward, right? So the way I see it is, yeah, it's going to be exciting stuff, and I can only see positivity coming out of it. But Triple H, the regime, you're really going to see the changes in the coming weeks to months instead of like right away on Monday, you're going to see a full new show. You know what I mean? We may, but also you don't want to do too much at once. You don't want to do a complete reset. You don't want to do Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff stripping everybody of the titles. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, let's go a little slow. So the way I see it is, you know, Triple H is the game, and maybe the game is loading right now. So
that's right. And you know what? Yes, Devin. How about the starting of Raw was a lot? Yeah, I agree.
I think that was another Triple H call. To be honest, like I said, I think Triple H had some like involvement with this for sure. Like he sprinkled some of his magic on it so far, but I don't think we're going to
the salt bay right
exactly. But I don't think we're going to see like the full Triple H creative until probably Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree because it's just seeing Raw. You know, was a little inputs here and there. It wasn't even though it was still long, but however, it wasn't that much promos, more wrestling. To be honest, it was your go home away show for SummerSlam, which that'll be our final topic. We'll give our predictions for that. But I really, it was not bad. Can
I just say one more thing? My bad. Sorry. But I'll tell you what, like I felt like Triple H was running the show until the what was it? Logan Paul segment with Maurice. That was like, damn, Vince McMahon's still running this shit, isn't he?
Yeah, yes. You know that was a Vince segment.
Vince all over it.
Oh man. But man, I'm with you, man. I think Trips is gonna be one hell of he has a lot of shoes to fill in. He's gonna do a fantastic job. But I'm hoping that he brings his team along the way, you know, like Jeremy Borash that we mentioned last Friday. Now there's rumors you went with Paul Heyman now because when we saw the posted videos of the tryouts, you know, they had Dwight Howard was there. What the fuck? Why was Dwight Howard in the tryout? What the I was
and he was what? Dwight Howard was referencing and quoting the Last Dragon, which was a fucking classic. If you don't know about The Last Dragon and Bruce Leroy, get on that shit.
Get on that shit. Yes.
HBO Max.
I was like, what? What the fuck are you doing here? But I enjoyed it. It was fantastic. But I like how Heyman put his speech out there. Tell me your name. Tell me who the fuck you are. Don't fucking just say, for me, you're just like, okay, well, here's the fucking number. Here you go. All right, next. So no, sell us your name. Sell us who you are. I like that. And then like how Paul Levesque would say, we want to make this a fun environment, a fun place to work with. But you have to sell me. You sell me. Why should it be tentative to you? Why should I invest on you? And that's what I like. And that's what, Triple H comes from, that mindset. He comes from that. And I'm hoping, and it's going to be a slow transition. It's not going to be right away. We'll see, the post SummerSlam show on Raw, what we're going to see, what changes are happening. Because we don't know yet. We do not know. It's a lot coming. So, I mean, but I'm happy that he's part of it. It's just he needs to. Here's the thing. You're going to have to somehow still have Vince's vision, but adding your vision to, and little here and there, and little by little start pushing the Vince vision away, little by little, it's slowly fading away, and then just now input your vision, with your wife, because she's an auto, mind and genius as well when it comes to that. So there's so many factors that he's able to do. It just also is, you still have Vince's boys, you still have Bruce, you still have Kevin Dunn, you still have Michael Hayes. I mean, those are the ones that been with Vince for 40 years almost. So those are the ones he needs to, hey, how am I going to fade these guys away? And bring in your team, who you pretty much grew that black and gold era of NXT. I'm not saying you're going to do the same because it's different. It's a main roster. But at least pitch some storyline ideas that came from the NXT brand. Something similar. I mean, I'm hoping that we see something different, something more realistic, more movie style, but NXT style, you know what I mean? But Matt Callis, take it away.
I'm sure Triple H. If you could break it down to simple thing, like the most wishful thinking is imagining every single show becoming like NXT Gold brand. Just imagine that. All three of them. That's a pretty powerful prospect.
It is.
You know, but you'll have to see the results over the coming weeks. Just imagine every single Raw, SmackDown, NXT as NXT Gold. Maybe imagine NXT going back to gold again, gold and black. You know,
I don't think it should. I think it should stay how it is. It's too late already. You can't fix something that it's already
Triple H. So,
but I got some of those colors.
I mean, the thing is, yeah, like how remember I was saying on Friday, like just take away Shirai, get her out of there. Get most of the veterans have been there. Take them to the main roster, and then you know how to deal with them. But it's just like as of right now, there isn't really that he could do it. It's already what's done was done to 2.0. I mean, it has new fans invested, which is fine. If that's the cup of tea, I'm okay with that.
For what it is, it's an okay show. Like NXT is not bad. Like it started out like the 2.0 show started out kind of rough for me because they try to introduce so much at once that it was a completely different product. But now that they like got everybody introduced and they have the ball rolling, it's not bad. It's not a bad show.
Right? No. I don't I don't disagree. It's just that it's not my cup of tea because it's too much that I'm overwhelmed. I
was gonna say I don't watch it every week because there's way too much better shit, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. But yeah, I agree with that. So I mean, it's what it is. And another thing too, rumor window's already going out that obviously Paul Levesque and Stephanie has reached out to Sasha and Naomi. Hopefully we get something, and this is the first step of what we can see of this renewed, Stephanie McMahon and Paul Levesque era. If they're able to bring them back, then that's how you know that business is going to go very smooth in the near future. Word. So if he can do that, I will be shocked. So, which we're going to get into for the predictions of SummerSlam. But now it's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. No, it's not Vader time. It is time for some Dynamite. That is right. It's time for some AEW Dynamite. Fight for the Falling, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to go ahead and recap this. Wow. Hell of a show, I could say. But, yeah. I mean, it has its ups and downs, but we'll get into it. But let's start with the opening match, of course, which shocked me. That is, of course, the AEW World Championship. I'm not saying interim here. No. Fuck that, Tony Khan. Fuck you, Tony Khan. No. It's Jon Moxley is your world champion. Fuck CM Punk. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, my God.
God damn, bro.
I'm sorry, man.
I was going to say.
I'm saying too many F words, man.
Pipe bomb.
There's my pipe bomb.
Pipe
Jesus.
bomb.
Just tired of that. No interim. Just name him the world champion. That's it.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
CM Punk could get number one contender when he gets back.
Exactly. Just why couldn't he just do that? It's gonna be so easy.
Because Tony Khan is so far up CM Punk's ass right now. It's like whatever it is, whatever Punk wants. You know what I mean? Whatever Punk wants.
Oh,
this is what up his ass like this. Like
it's a little too graphic. It's a little too graphic.
Give me what I want.
Yeah, see, you gotta give CM Punk what he wants, but it is what it is. But I want to go ahead and digress with this match. Opening matchup was great overall. I was really happy to see Rush finally getting his moment, and I believe this is the first time we see him and Mox work together for the first time. Correct me if I'm wrong. People that are watching or listening, comment below. But I am not familiar that I've seen these two individuals ever face in other independent circuits before. But this match was a brawl for all. I did enjoy it. It got me invested. And no, I can't pretend, Devin. No, he's the AEW world. No, he's the world champion. He is. No intern. Shit. No, I can't do that.
CM Punk lasted 2 days as champion before he had to go home with the injury. So the way I see it is Jon Moxley already defended it way more than CM Punk would have. So who's the real champion? The guy defending it or the guy sitting at home?
Exactly. That is right. But yes, I enjoyed it. It was a great match overall. Of course, he didn't tap out. He obviously passed out on the bulldog, chokehold. He did kick out, obviously, the Dutch Rider. It was just amazing. What amazes me, it was just blood already in the beginning. I was just, oh shit, already the blood in the beginning. One thing I will discredit, though. I know I'm going to get shitted on, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to have to. This should have been a one-on-one, straightforward, no interference. That should not have happened, in my opinion, honestly. I think it should have been just a one-on-one match between Rush and Jon Moxley. And, showcase Rush and what he already done in Ring of Honor. We know his credentials, but you're facing the AEW World Champion. First time you're facing Moxley. Singles match. But, I just didn't like that interference. I don't think shouldn't have happened, in my opinion. That's just me, But overall, great opening match. I enjoyed it. It was great to see Rush, finally put on a platform. And who else better than Moxley, actually, to have that chemistry. And it looked like they fought. And the chemistry, the way it seemed like they already know each other for quite some time. It's fantastic to me how the world of professional wrestling psychologically, the chemistry is phenomenal. So I really enjoyed it. De Niro, take it away.
Yeah, I definitely agree too. They had a lot of good chemistry, and it did seem like they wrestled before, which I was wondering that myself, and I can't remember them ever wrestling. I don't remember any time they would have wrestled because, like, when Rush was doing his thing, Moxley was in the WWE, and then when Mox came back, Rush was in Ring of Honor and doing his thing. Mox did very few independent shots when he was doing AEW in New Japan. I know he does GCW, but they didn't face there. So, like, it was interesting to see that they meshed together really well. Rush is just fucking incredible, and I feel like he is a top star wherever he goes. Like, his moveset alone is amazing, and everything he does looks so, like, fluid and just perfect. So, like, he meshed really well with Jon Moxley, and I thought that Jon Moxley brought more of an edge to him because of that, like, violent, brawling style that he had. So I love this matchup. This was a great matchup. But like you said, I don't think it needed the interference either. I feel like AEW sometimes can't help themselves. They put too much interference. We talked about that last time with the barbed wire match. Like, the matchup was made to prevent interference, and there was nothing but interference in that matchup. So it's like they can't help themselves, especially if you're associated with a faction. They have to have somebody from the faction come out, and just like the main event. Like, I don't think that was necessary in the main event either, but it's just sometimes they can't help themselves. Nonetheless, though, really good matchup.
I love it.
That's right. Matt Ellis.
I like it when two violent brawler type wrestlers kind of get to know each other finally, and you get to see them face off. But the other main thing is this is kind of finally leading up to my fantasy booking. You get to see Blackpool Combat Club versus Los Ingobernables.
Oh my God, yo.
Whether it's the American Mexican group or the Japanese faction, maybe combine both, because Naito lost to Jon Moxley in the G1, so they need that. Naito needs to get that loss back. And Naito wasn't at Forbidden Door, so what more perfect time and perfect place for him to come in? If anything, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it again later on once we finish covering Dynamite, but I've made a lot of predictions that have come true. And this is another one that you guys should mark my words on, that I'd say Naito is an inevitability for AEW. He's going to be there sooner than later.
I think Naito needs to worry about getting a point in the G1 and not AEW right now.
Exactly.
Once it's over. Once the G1's over.
Nah, for sure. I would love to see him in AEW for sure.
Indeed. And yes, I'm with you, Devin. I did like they did it in a Ring of Honor brief, not too much, but they should highlight him more in AEW, especially, which we'll get into. You know what? I'm going to say this. You already brought up video package. They did do that, actually. Kudos to AEW. They kind of fucking did a recap. They did a recap for Pac defending the Atlantic title. They did a recap of Yumi Yamashita. They pretty much did a little small one they did, but hey, golf clap. Good job. You still got a lot of work to do, but you still, you got to work on that. Yes, you have to work on that. But most of them. See, all right. Now let's get into the one that I think. Who's the one that called it here? Because someone called it. But before we do, I forgot that there was the aftermath. Of course, Jazz, of course. And of course, Jericho coming out. Anna Jay. I'm Anna Jazz now. I'll choke you. Like,
that shit was cringe as fuck, bro.
It was horrible. I have to. Can I do it? I think I'm gonna have to. Hold on. I have to do it. Jesus Christ. Anna Jay. Sorry. I was not. No. I think you should stay away from the mic. I think you should. You need better mic skills.
Her anti-Conti.
Yeah, they need to work on that. But of course, we did see Jericho challenging Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship in 2 weeks. AEW, appreciate this. Yes, the AEW Galaxy. That's right. Mike Lopez should have trademarked that. He was the first one that came up with it before even they said it.
Yep.
And it's on here on the record. That's right. But man, now we see Jericho, but we see Moxley challenge Jericho, the Lionheart Jericho, the last, survivor of the Heart Dungeon, which I feel like is bullshit because he wasn't the last one. The last one was pretty much Davey Boy Jr.,
Teddy Hart and them,
and Teddy Hart and Tyson Kidd, and Natty.
Tyson Kidd.
They were the last four before, before obviously Stu Hart passed away because he was still there, but. Even though they were trained by Bruce Hart and everybody else, but yeah, that's another story.
Jon Moxley's like, I traded tapes to see you,
But yes, did everyone give us your thoughts? Are we see this is the second? I mean, I don't know. Are you intrigued or invested?
I feel like the whole feud with Eddie Kingston made me less intrigued with anything that Jericho's doing. Like, I don't know. I feel like he took a big, even though he won the feud technically by beating Kingston in the end, I feel like that feud kind of hurt him because I was sick of seeing that fucking matchup and that whole storyline rehashed every week. So I don't know. I mean, with this, it's like whatever, it's another Dynamite with a big name. So you got to have a title matchup and Jericho versus Moxley. It's going to be a good matchup. It's just that right now I'm not too intrigued in Jericho, but nonetheless, if Jericho pulls out the Lionheart gear, I'd be fucking hyped though. I'll tell you that. That would make me hyped. If he comes out with the Lionheart gear, classic ECW, WCW war type gear, I'll like that with the old jacket. Last time we seen him in the Lionheart gear was ECW One Night Stand. Pull that shit out. Yeah.
There you have it. That's the Lionheart of Chris Jericho right there, ladies and gentlemen. You guys don't know. Go back to the ECW.
Go back to Corazón de León.
Corazón de León. Sí, el Corazón de León, señoras y señores. But that is the picture of it right there. Matt Callis, I know you want to see it yourself. You want to see the Lionheart. I know you do.
Well, other than that, I think one that would really get everybody talking, both negative and positive wise, it would blow everybody's mind. Super Liger Jericho. That would be, whoa, you're really
with the blonde mask.
Yeah, in the blue suit. It's gonna be also kind of funny since no body shame, but the little beer belly is gonna kind of make it a little.
I mean, he looks in a lot better shape than he did a year ago. So oh, you muted, bro. I don't know.
You're
if
muted, Ivan.
Oh shit, sorry. You talk about beer belly. His beer belly was bigger than mine's. Fuck shit, way bigger than mine's. But. Oh man, and then yes, you see, look, they even have actually an action figure of that. What the fuck? I didn't know that.
I had that. I had
that one.
Yeah, man, that was the stupidest shit. It came with a little kitty cat. What the fuck?
You have it. I want to see it, man. I want to see.
Nah, yeah, I have all the WCW figures, even those stupid vibrating ones.
Oh, that's.
You remember those? Those big ass vibrating ones with the red button outside. What the fuck was that, man?
Oh man, Bishop, I don't know what the hell you were thinking.
For real.
Bishop has a dirty mind. So
Oh man, let's see. Oh yeah, I had to. Oh shit, that's right. What's going on?
It's the homie from LOG. That's King Huey from LOG. What's good, bro?
What's good? Thank you for tuning in, my brother. And now the revelation, which we've been calling for quite some time, and they revealed it, and that is, of course, the AEW Trios Championship belts. It was right there in front of Jim Ross and Taz and Excalibur right after the segment. So now they introduce the Trios belts in AEW, and they will be starting a tournament for it. And that is of next week, I believe, or they might announce it by Friday Rampage who's going to be competing in that tournament. And the winners for the finals will fight for that on All Out for this championship belt. Oh, De Niro. Your thoughts?
I feel like they saw how good the Dalton Castle and the boys versus the Righteous was at Ring of Honor and figured it's time to pull the trigger because, you know, there was a lot of hype about them introducing the Trios titles like, what was it, like 2 months ago?
Yes.
And then it all died down, and then they had that Trios titles match. Now that tells me that Ring of Honor Trios titles match was maybe like a test run to see how the crowd was going to react to it. Now that the crowd reacted to it and saw that that was a really good matchup, AEW decided, all right, yeah, let's go with it. As for Trios champions, it only makes sense. There's like a shitload of trios in AEW, so I could definitely see this working. As for the tournament, I don't know who's going to be in the tournament, but I could definitely see another matchup between House of Black and the Death Triangle for the Trios titles.
Yeah, I'm with you in that. We possibly could see that. I think there's a possibility that we could definitely head in that direction. Or like how one thing I forgot to say that a while back, Tony Khan did say, look, I'm not going to introduce those belts until Kenny Omega comes back. This is more maybe a tease that we may see Kenny Omega coming back, maybe. I mean, we did see the teaser earlier. I mean, throughout Dynamite, the Young Bucks running into Hangman. Hey, what's up? They mentioned the Trios title before they ran into Hangman, so that could be the case. Yeah. There's a lot of speculations of that isn't happen. That I think these Trios belts are going to be all surrounded with the Undisputed Elite. I have a feeling it's going to be between them. So
yeah, I can see that too. Probably Adam Cole and Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks and Kenny. That would be the go-to if you ask me.
The go-to, or even let's say Kenny's not ready yet, have Hangman do it. Maybe Hangman, the Hung Bucks. Well, that's what they were. Ring of Honor.
Man, that name,
the Hung Bucks.
Wild.
That was wild. They were the Trio champions.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I just think that it's going to probably jam too much storyline in too little time, trying to have that storyline with Hangman and the Young Bucks try to reunite and be in a tournament and have a Trios title. It just seems like too much thrown together where it would be just more sense if Kenny Omega does come back to just have him team up with the Bucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, definitely. Matt Callis, your thoughts on these Trios belts and how they look?
I like the look of the belts. They kind of remind me of the WCW Championship back from like the early 90s. But design-wise, especially anything that involves like a globe on it, it's very befitting. It's a good-looking belt. But, one of the things that I thought was a possible solution was to defend the Ring of Honor, the six-man tag championship on both promotions. But I guess they're not going to go down that avenue and kind of just keep things where they are. Once that Ring of Honor weekly show comes out, if they ever announce it at all, it's been a minute.
Put on, like I said, we said it last time, put it on their YouTube channel. Like how you have Dark and Elevation, fuck it, put that and have that.
Yeah, do something.
I think something bigger is brewing.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Imagine on one of the main networks, like if it's on CBS.
You never know. That could be the case.
I can see Tony Khan running a Ring of Honor show on Tuesdays to go back up against NXT.
I would not be surprised if he does do it.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
What's the other alternatives? Thursday?
Impact. That's Impact.
They're going against Impact.
No,
either way, you're going against somebody unless you run a show on Saturdays, which then you're going to be running against pay-per-views and shit. So it's like,
it's if you did the Tuesdays, I think the funny thing would be kind of like because a lot of people went from Ring of Honor to NXT. So many people went so it's almost like the original predecessor. It's like the originator fighting with its predecessor.
Yeah, especially if you think of the last time AEW or Tony Khan went against NXT. On NXT, you had Adam Cole and Red Dragon and all these other people are now on the other side. So it would be interesting.
It would be. Indeed, it would be. Now it's time to get into the FTW Championship. Ricky Starks, Danhausen. Yeah, boys. But yes, quick squash, of course. And then Ricky Starks opened the challenge. And who else better than respond? I think you called it. Somebody called it here. I think it was you, De Niro, or it was either it was you. You called it, right? I think you did call it. Somebody called it. And yes, Hook is now your FTW World Heavyweight Champion. That's right. Hook defeated Starks. And then, of course, after the aftermath, we see Power Hobbs turns on Ricky Starks after the match. Oh, why? Why? Honestly, I'm going to say, yes, I have to play the crying dog. Oh, Tony Khan, you
son of a bitch.
Oh, man. I was loving that team. I was already falling in love with them together. Why did you have to split them up? But then I guess I get it. I know. And I did like that promo from Starks, though. He meant that from the heart. Yeah. He's like, it's my goddamn time. Hell yeah. I got to do the clap. Damn it. You're absolutely right. That's right. You deserve that, Ricky Starks. Why? Because
definitely, yeah.
Damn time. I've been fighting, been digressing. I've been saying it. I've been bitching about it for quite some time already. That we need Ricky Starks on Dynamite, and now it's happening. Now, in regards to the face size, I don't know. I just don't know. I just want to see what happens. If he's a face, fuck it, I'll accept it. But he'll go over for sure. He's already over. So imagine him more. He's gonna go way more over. So I'm looking forward for that. So, and then of course, shout out to Taz, because I know he had as a matter of fact, I don't know if people saw that. He did. Yep, starts with exactly. Yes, he was. He was tight. He was right. Yes, he's tired of being patient. Now is right now. Yes, totally agree, Devin. Yes, but Taz had his moment with. I don't know if you heard his commentating. He was really choking up when he saw Hook winning that title. He really didn't.
And I saw the video on Instagram of Taz talking with Hook. Yeah, that was emotional.
That was emotional for him. So take it away, De Niro. Thoughts overall, all of this and the aftermath.
I thought that this was awesome. Like I said, I feel like nobody really could be a better FTW champion than Taz's son because it came from Taz. Like, if people don't know the origins of the FTW championship, like Taz mentioned it in that Instagram clip with him and Hook backstage, but Taz created that title because he wasn't getting a title shot. Shane Douglas was running from Taz, so Taz created his own title. It was the FTW title. It had a whole mentality of basically fuck the world. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. I'll go wherever I want. And I'll defend it whenever I want. And it's basically a, DIY title. And who better to hold that title than Hook? That crowd went crazy when Hook came out. That crowd went crazy when Hook won. And to be honest, as short as a match as it was, I feel like it was Hook's best match. And him and Ricky Starks, I would love to see them go again because they had a lot of chemistry with each other for that short little time. So I think it was really awesome. I think that's also interesting that we saw the entire Team Taz implode during this whole segment because you have Hobbs before Hobbs, you have Ricky Starks going against Hook. Then you had Hobbs turn on Ricky Starks. So this means the absolute end of Team Taz. Like, Taz is probably going to be in Hook's corner, but there's no more Team Taz, which, I mean, I'm okay with, but I did like the tag team of Starks and Hook. Starks and Hobbs. So it's going to be interesting to see, Hobbs as a Hobbs as a heel and Starks as the baby face. But I don't know. I just feel like they did a lot in such a little bit of time in this segment. It kind of like imploded a whole faction within like 5-10 minutes because the matchup with Hook was very short. And then you had the promo that led to Hobbs turning on Starks. But I enjoyed it, and that crowd enjoyed it. So definitely, I can't wait to see, more of Hook too. He needs to be on the show more. He has a lot of attention right now. There's a lot of hype behind Hook. So showcase him a lot more. And Starks, he needs to be on every week.
Hell yeah. That is, yes. Yes.
Hell yes.
Yes, he needs to be every fucking week from now on. Put him on Dynamite. No Rampage. Dynamite. Dynamite. Damn it. He needs to be there more. And right now, you need someone like him. I've been stating this. I'm going to keep saying it no matter what. I will keep on preaching for him. Right now you don't have MJF, but you have him. And trust me, he will get over as he already is now. He will deliver. Matt Callis.
The one really good moment was, when they said he's winning the title that he would see on the mantle at home, that he walked by, he grew up looking at as a kid. So that I like that.
Sad moment. Not happy moment.
It kind of makes me think of like if my dad gives me his golf clubs or something like that. It's like, here you go. I know you always saw these in the garage, but here you go. It's yours.
He already gave them to you. What are you talking about? You already have them already.
Stole them.
You already have them. Come on. He can give you his cue balls, for like when he was playing pool. I already know.
Yeah.
We got an opponent. Oh,
all right.
We're gonna
talk about that.
Oh man, yep, we back. That's right. What's going on? That's right.
It's good, Blackheart. Word support off the top ropes. And catch me on WrestleNary as I defend my World WrestleNary Championship. And I'm not gonna lose that shit too. So bring whoever you got.
Watch him. But I gotta say, you definitely made two new stars out of this. Other than Hook, who's a babyface everybody's already crazy about. I think Ricky Starks will really benefit from a babyface run, and he could show a different side of him. Because one of the things you got to keep in mind is that when you wrestle as a heel or a babyface, you take on a different style. As a heel, you don't do as much cool moves. You kind of you give middle fingers out. You act cruel. You cheat more. When you're a babyface, you get more technical. You use more impressive moves. So we get to see more of that side of Ricky Starks, against his opponents. And as for Powerhouse Hobbs, it'll be good to see him on his own, because I'd rather see kind of what he does as a solo competitor. Especially, I like to see big guys like in solo matches more often without any faction backup. A lone villain will be kind of cool. And, once again, you think about his theme Powerhouse. Like,
I'm going to say this right now. This is all elite factions, right? That's pretty much what it fucking is. It's all elite factions. I can see Will Hobbs fit with Men of the Year with Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. I can see that.
That's that.
I'm just excited to see eventually down the line a heel Hobbs versus a babyface Wardlow for the TNT title.
Oh yes.
That's a money match right there.
To this day.
That's right, to this day. And not only that, I see Ricky Starks with the Acclaim. Fuck it, put him with the Acclaim. Why not? I think it's the perfect fit. I like it. I would enjoy to see that. I don't know why. I wouldn't mind seeing Ricky Starks with the Acclaim. It'll be something very intriguing to see. You got someone, like it's absolute, of course, but
I'd rather him just go solo. Like, let's see what he could do. Let's see what I feel like we got to get away from all the factions. You know what I mean?
It's already factions, brother. What could
I feel like AEW went with too many factions. They went with like the blueprint of what New Japan was, or what they do with everyone being like associated with a different faction. But I feel like they went overboard, because at least New Japan, you have like 4 to 5 majors. AEW, you have like 15 fucking factions. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn, bro.
Damn. And now we get into Semi-Gamvara versus Dante Martin. Very brief for me. Very cool. Awesome performance for Dante. High flyers. You know what I really pictured? I know might get shit on this, but this could happen down the road. this could be your next pair up of your Will Ospreay and Ricochet in the next coming up years. Honestly, as much as maybe people are gonna say, "What? Wait a minute," we're like,
no, I was saying the exact same thing, Ivan. You took the words right out of my mouth. Will Ospreay, Ricochet, yeah.
I know people are gonna be like, "What? Yes, I said it. What? I said it. All right. So there you go. So it's gonna happen. This is your down the future. Sammy's Will Ospreay for sure because the ego, and Dante's your Ricochet. You can see that already happening already, and I did like the chemistry, but even though it was short, and it looks like Dante got hurt, but I didn't see where exactly he hurt it. He tweaked his ankle, but I see a future in Dante for sure. He just needs to develop his character more. I think that's what he needs. He needs more character development as is his charisma, his character. Yeah. He has a moveset. He needs to fill up that more. I don't know what direction going to go next, and if there's going to be a feud with Dante joining with Eddie and Santana, so we'll see. I mean, we'll have to wait see down the line what will happen. But take it away, De Niro.
I thought this matchup was very energetic, very athletic. They were just trying to like be a mirror match of each other. Like they were trying to one up each other, which was very reminiscent of the feud between Will Ospreay and Ricochet. So I totally agree with that too. Definitely a good match, and I would like to see them go at it again. But I don't think that was necessary for Sky Blue to be out there. She did absolutely nothing. So like that was kind of unnecessary. It was like, oh, well, Circle Debate said that they don't have enough women on the show, so let's put Sky Blue out there. So what was the point of having her out there? You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Stalking us, De Niro. They're stalking.
So, like, I don't know, man. Like, it just seemed kind of random, but nonetheless, the matchup itself was pretty good.
Oh, man. Yes, you got it on point. Oh, Mr. 69.
I loved so many of the spots from the match. I kind of wish, I understand Sammy's a heel and he has to have outside interference. But if I really just had them one-on-one with nobody at ringside, that would really get the most out of it. My favorite part is when they went outside of the ring, because other than Will Ospreay Ricochet, there's another matchup it reminds me of. El Phantasmo versus Will Ospreay. There's a lot of moments. There's a lot of moments like that where they were fighting around the arena, jumping off the entrance and stuff like that. So it was giving me flashbacks to that, and I kind of hope that they have a more personal, dangerous one-on-one match in the future. I'm ready for a rematch. I'd be happy to see this again. In a different context though.
So absolutely, and agreed. Should be later down the line when we see Dante more elevated, more up there. I'm not saying that Sammy's up there. I mean, he is. Like you could say, but I really want to see more a story, a face and a heel story. Like this is like your fucking Dragon Ball Z. You could say. I mean, that's how I feel it to me. This is your Goku Vegeta right here.
Yeah,
you got Vegeta, the egotistical fucking Semi-Gamvara. You got Goku, Dante Martin, who's just very humble. And you see how he kisses girl. That's his girl, by the way. Everybody just realistically, Sky Blue's his girl. We already know that. Everybody knows that. But even her, she was just like,
I didn't know.
You didn't know that?
No. So everybody knows that I didn't.
He didn't act like. The funny thing is, he didn't act like it because when he stood next to Sky Blue, he was like this.
Like, a little nervous,
but she was nervous. I think they probably told her last minute, "Hey, you gotta go out there with your boyfriend." What? Do I have to go out there? Like
they seem shy as hell next to each other.
Yeah, they look like they're just friends.
Hell no, that's his girl.
She friend zoned him.
He didn't have his arm around her or anything. He was like this.
Shit, that's his girl, all right? Because
the following program is rated TV MAL.
Man, they were acting mad PG next to each other. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was rated G. That was like Disney Channel, like elementary school.
That was Disney Junior.
Oh yeah, that's his girl. I mean, shit.
That was Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse. Like it's like they just met each other. They don't even look like they knew each other for like.
No,
10
they
years.
come on. If you look, hi.
Yeah, it was more like
No, they look mad fucking shy.
No, they were camera shy. Come on. I mean, they were good.
Dante Martin been on TV for like 2 years. Stop being camera shy. You know what I mean? You're in front of cameras every week. Let's go.
Hands were by his side. Both their hands were like out and by their sides. Like
exactly. Like
military pose. Like what? Come on, man. You're a wrestler.
Like, bro.
I don't know about these other two segments, but I have really nothing to say, to be honest. It just, for me, it was just not much invested to me. I was not invested, and I apologize. And one was the Jungle Boy segment. Okay, wow, you said the word Christian, you pussy. Okay, wow. Okay, that's all you said. That's all you said. You know, I was just like,
that was a bit of a outburst. That wasn't even a promo.
It wasn't even. Yeah, it wasn't. I was just like,
nobody cares. Nobody.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna get hated on it, but I don't give a shit. I just did not like it. I was not intrigued. And of course, Christian saying, "Oh yeah, you know your father, 6 feet in a body bag." Of course, I don't know. I'm not invested in this feud. I'm not.
Because it's too much talk. There's no action in the ring. It's been all talk for weeks.
Just bring Tomko already. Shit. There you go. Just have fucking Tomko. Just bring him back, man.
Does Tomko even wrestle still?
I don't even know. You know what? I'm curious. I'm gonna have to look that up and see if he does.
What was Tomko's last match? I know he faced he faced drug issues and stuff, but
Jungle Man.
I mean, Jungle Boy grew up right in front of our very eyes. He went from riding on someone's shoulders to saying Christian's a pussy, saying shit like your wife divorced your bitch ass.
He was like, you have a little prick between your legs, Christian. I love that. That was pretty funny. You got a little.
He was punching his head like Ric Flair, trying to bleed.
Oh my god, dude. I'm sorry. I'm not invested. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I mean,
I'm glad he showed that ruthless aggression.
Oh
yeah, I mean,
wow, that really, that was Miz.
Really?
That was not ruthless aggression for me. No.
Personally, I didn't hate it. I just want to see Jungle Boy bring that killer instinct in the ring. You know what I mean? Like, all right, yeah, he has some hatred on the mic, but bring that shit in the ring. Don't go out there doing topes and shit. Like, you should want to beat this man's ass. He talks shit about your dead dad. He talks shit about your mother. Like, don't go in there trying to fucking do hurricanranas and shit. Go in there and just fucking take fists, like, just brawl with him. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I see it. Like, if you want to make it realistic, like, for example, like last year, you had MJF talking mad shit about Brian Pillman Jr. and his dad and his mom. And then Brian Pillman Jr., the first thing he did when he got in there was want to tie up with him and exchange holds. Like, come on. Like, don't you want to, like, knock this dude's head off? Like, here's the opportunity. Like, why are you not showing that ruthless aggression? So that's what I want to see out of this. Jungle Boy should not want to wrestle this man. Jungle Boy should want to fight this man. So that's what should happen.
Ruthless aggression.
You know, whenever I think about somebody talking trash and then another wrestler getting upset about it, one thing that still makes me laugh whenever I think about it is when Pentagon was talking shit about Cody's unborn. Like, you won't be able to hold your unborn daughter when I break your arm. And then Cody got so mad at Pentagon, you know, he got so mad. It was kind of funny. Like, Cody's like, oh. And I still think
ruthless aggression is an AEW's forte. I agree. I mean, there's so many times where you would think that the storyline is built into something big, and like there's a lot of venom being talked, but then you get in the ring and it's the same old match. So it's like, I definitely agree.
Conranas and, you know,
yeah, like I don't know. There's certain times where you gotta go out there and just knock someone's head off and not fucking worry about being flashy.
Exactly. Yes. I mean,
different style from Jungle Boy. We hope we see.
I mean, any final thoughts in this segment? Because honestly, I have nothing else to say about this one. There really isn't, and honestly, there isn't.
My thing is this man came at you personally, so don't be coming out as Jungle Boy. You should be coming out as Jack Perry. That's it.
Oh, exactly. Shit. If anything, yeah, I would. Good call. I will literally come out as, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not Jungle Boy. I'm Jack Perry. This is who I am. You talking shit with my father, with my mother, and I'm gonna beat the living shit out of you. Yes, it was lackluster match. Yes, it hurt. It does hurt their feet because
I agree.
I really want to see Perry knocking him out, and then I want to see this.
You got knocked the fuck out.
That's what I want to see. Jesus, give me that already. Jesus Christ, that Jungle Man's like Tarzan. Oh man. Well, they need to get rid of that Disney Plus, stop his style PG, and become a man. That's why he needs to be a real man.
You got Jungle Boy, Tarzan, and Anna Jane.
He's a man. He's a man. He needs to be a real man. Oh, that's right, Dan. What's going on?
It's good, Dan.
Oh, what's going on? Thoughts on what? Wait a minute.
Whoa, where did you hear that?
Where did you hear this? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They did not announce that. No. Why would it make? They have Stardom. There's no fucking way.
Dan, are you reading kayfabe news?
We got to get into it on Tuesday. Hell no. That's no way. No way. No how. Oh, my God.
That would be fire.
That would. It's a double-edged sword to me, in my opinion. I don't know. It's a tough one. Let's see. Yes, breaking news on Twitter. What?
Yeah, I gotta do some study. I gotta read up.
I gotta read up on that after when we're done with the
news,
show.
right? So I gotta read up on it. Once my throat's better, I'll be coming with fire on that because there's not that many women in New Japan right now. It's just Peter.
Is a relationship with Stardom, right?
Miho Abe. It's just Peter and Miho Abe, and then Stardom. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna save my thoughts for Tuesday for this because
Yeah.
I want to get more because I think De Niro, you and I think we're gonna think the same thing. All I can tell you is strong. Think about that. And Tuesday for sure we're gonna talk about that. Yep, especially when yeah, we gotta get into it. So we'll get into that. But okay, Strickland versus Nice and Mark Sterling. I'm happy for Nice. At least he's getting TV time. Sterling, I love Sterling. I do love, of course, the Major Figure Wrestling Podcast. I do. Good for Sterling. But what I really was like, Josh Woods.
Intriguing, yeah.
Very intriguing. And people who are not familiar with Josh Woods, he's a former Ring of Honor Pure Champion, a former alumni to Silas. When they were a tag team, when that was his protege, he was a protege for Silas back in Ring of Honor. Josh Woods is underrated. People that do not know of his credentials, go back and look at his Ring of Honor days. Man, this guy is incredible in the ring. He can sell. That is for sure.
Nice and Woods as a tag team versus Swerve and
I like that.
Keith Lee. I like that too.
Oh yeah, I really like that. Yes. They just gotta now debut Josh Woods now more not in AEW now. So we're gonna see that, Yeah. Greetings. Oh, that's right. We got from Mexico. Hey, that's right. Our
good.
Familia.
Thanks for joining.
Muchas gracias para aquí escucharnos en el Cerco de Debate. Muchas gracias. Lo agradecemos mucho para aquí viéndolos aquí en el canal de YouTube. Josh Woods needs to replace that. That's a tough one. What? I would put Josh Woods in Blackpool Combat. That's the case. Might as well. I don't know about replacing Garcia though.
Nah, I
don't know. So, what are your thoughts, Dinner, about this? I mean, there's not much to talk about this one, honestly. But
I like this shit in Ring of Honor, so I'm interested to see what he could do. He made a little cameo on ROH's Death Before Dishonor as one of the judges for the Pure Championship matchup. But yeah, let's see what he could do. I know that he's always been pretty much a babyface, so it's going to be interesting to see him in this heel role. And him teaming up with Nice, that's going to be interesting.
No, I'm with you, but yeah. No, go ahead.
I think Garcia in the Combat Club would be dope too, but for sure, I think that Woods in Ring of Honor is going to be interesting, or in AEW is going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, Matt Callis.
Josh Woods has such a great, I like his look. And I think somebody who looks like that, I think he would be a really good rival for Buddy Matthews, body wise, head wise. This is such a weird observation, but I think they have very similarly shaped heads.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
See, that's another episode title. Even while I'm sick, I could come up.
My man paused and did a side by side.
Yeah.
What were you? How are you comparing? Like, look at a side.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you know that forehead looks familiar. I can't put my finger on it.
Like, they both got beards. They both got it shaved. They got the fade around the head.
Oh my god! You can tell what with a square head, the round head, the oval head, or what the fuck?
So their heads are kind of square, is what I've noticed. Both Buddy Matthews and Josh Woods.
Oh man, that's
they're both like kind of like big in all the same areas too. They got the same kind of upper body, you know. So I think it'd be kind of cool to see them up against each other. I think the only difference is I think one has like darker hair than the other one.
And yes, Dan, he did drop the belt to Yuta Wheeler. He did. All right, and now to the co-main event for Dynamite, the AEW Women's Championship, Thunder Rosa versus Miya Yamashita. So you go ahead, Matt Callis. You're the one. Mia's your girl, which we will be seeing her on September here in SoCal. Prestige and Pomona at the Glass House. I'm excited because I'm going. But go ahead, Taylor.
Miyu Yamashita is the ace of Tokyo Joshi Pro. You know, she's alongside. I've said it before earlier in the show that everybody who I predict will come to AEW has come. So it's like it went in this order. It's like Konosuke Takeshita came first, then it was Maki Ito, now it's Miyu, and then up next, I think up next is Saki Sama, Chris Brooks, Bali and Aki, and maybe Hyper Masao. And Hyper Masao is kind of like, you know, I'd say she does a better job of the gimmick than Nikki Ash or Mighty Molly, or I think her and Hurricane, she would be like the best tag team partner for Hurricane. Hyper Masao, Hyper Masao, it's a very superhero girl, you know, and she's in Tokyo Joshi Pro. So we got all those. I mean, we've already had Shoko Nakajima and Yuka Sakazaki, but it was a real treat. I loved all the martial arts moves that Miyu has. You know, I think her and Thunder Rosa just need to get a little bit more used to each other. But I loved all of the kicks she had. In my opinion, she is Tokyo Joshi Pro's answer to Asuka. You know.
I mean, yeah. See, even Dan saw her live. She did disappoint. So yeah, man. I mean, I enjoyed it very briefly. I'm happy to see a lot of it. You know, Joshi Tokyo Pro talents, women's are coming and given more exposure to the U.S. fans. But we need more packaging, even though it's a minimal package of them. But we need more.
That's
TK.
why.
Yeah.
Like I had that video by Joe Shizzle. He makes videos about, like, he gives you like the whole one-on-one on the history of each of these wrestlers, and he has a video about that from day one of Tokyo Joshi Pro. Miyu Yamashita and Yuka Sakazaki were there, and they've been rivals since the very first day of that promotion. And despite them being a newer promotion, they're like I think number 2 women's promotion in Japan, despite them only being around since maybe like 2010 or 2008 or something like that. They're relatively new by our standards, but they're very well produced.
Definitely. De Niro, take it away.
I thought this match was good. I thought it was a solid matchup, but it didn't have much time. And the thing that I thought that it could have benefited from was more time. Their matchup on Dark from a couple weeks ago, I thought was a lot better because it felt more special, especially with Thunder Rosa wrestling in Japan. So I don't know. I feel like this kind of felt like an afterthought. I forgot that this matchup was even on the show until they announced it. I think that this is something that they should have they could have built up to it. They could have built up to it last week, show the matchup, or at least show highlights of the matchup last week, have a video package on Yamashita this week. And this is what everyone's talking about. I mean, I'm sure Tony Khan hears it because it's not just our podcast. There's hundreds of podcasts that mention the same thing. And fuck even podcasts. Like, there's hundreds of comments. Like, people want to know who these people are. they need to have some sort of introduction. You cannot assume that every viewer of AEW is a viewer of Tokyo Joshi Pro. You cannot assume that every viewer of AEW is a viewer of DDT or of New Japan. Like, it takes a couple seconds. Like, you mentioned the thing with Rush. Why couldn't they show a highlight of him winning the Ring of Honor title from 2020? Or, like, you own the company footage. Like, it's not going to be hard to get footage of him in Ring of Honor. So I think that that's what hurts these international matches. When you had someone like Jushin Thunder Liger come into NXT, that was a big deal. And what did they do for weeks before NXT Brooklyn? They showed highlights of him in WCW.
Yes.
They showed still pictures of him in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
So like, why can't you just do that instead of doing like these hot shots of international talent coming in? I'll tell you what, if I'm taking that 22-hour flight from fucking Japan to the States and I'm coming in for a big title matchup, but you're not even going to do your just showing like the people who I am. So when I come out, the people aren't silent, then it feels like it's not even worth it. So it's like, make these feel more special because they are special.
And there's a lot of great footage of Miyu Yamashita out there. So Tony Khan is no excuse. So he should get a hold of that. And, you know, both her stuff from like, she does outside stuff outside of Tokyo Joshi Pro. Like, there's so much material you could get of her.
This reminds me a lot of when TNA was bringing in a lot of guys from New Japan, and now we don't even remember it. We look back and we're like, oh shit, Okada was in TNA. Oh man, Shinsuke did have a match in TNA. Oh, Naito was there with No Limits. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, you forget about it because TNA didn't showcase it like that. But when you have an international talent that came into like the WWE, like for example, Jushin Liger coming in for NXT Brooklyn, people remember that. People remember when Ring of Honor would bring in a bunch of guys from New Japan because they made it a big deal. Here, it doesn't feel like a big deal. It's an afterthought. So I could see this being one of those things where down the line, yeah, the Great Sonata, another one.
Oh, yeah.
I could see this being a thing where down the line, people are like, oh shit, Yamashita was in AEW, not remembering instead of making it a big deal. So it's something that people will remember.
Absolutely.
Let's fucking go.
No, yeah, Tony, let's fucking go. What are you waiting for, man? Do something about it. Shit.
Hire me. I can make videos.
Fuck, we can all do it, man. And then we're tired of seeing the fans.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. All right. The main event of Dynamite. The return of Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia. Very brief. I digress. I enjoyed it. Great technicality. I just fucking hate the finish. This could have been the biggest upset of Garcia's career if he beat him clean. Because the way how Danielson sold, the whole headache, and then him coming right in the beginning of the match, very hot coming in, been 2 months. So, 2 months you haven't been in the ring, you're a little bit stiff, you're rusty. Garcia has been wrestling a lot. This could have been a hell of a surprise for the world to see Garcia getting the clean, even the way how it ended, him not submitting but passing out, would have been great to see instead of the fucking interference from Jake Hager. I get it. I mean, you want to see shit like that. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's an unfortunate, so it is what it is with that. All right. I give AEW a little pass because it's been 3 years, but they need to hit. Yes. Absolutely. Yes, Dan. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like, at a certain point, it's like we were saying, oh, it's only been a year. Oh, they only been around for 2 years. Now it's, they've only been around for 3 years. Like, at a certain point, when the fuck do you learn? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, your ratings ain't going nowhere. And I know the ratings ain't, like, we had this discussion on Tuesday about ratings and streaming services and all that. But the thing is, it's like the way I see it is, regardless, your audience isn't growing, right? So what are you going to do to make the audience grow? It could be as little as showing a video package. It could be as little as, hey, we have international talent that you're not going to see in the WWE, so come see them here because it's a big deal. But how do you know if they never fucking discuss it or they never make it a big deal? But yeah, I mean, AEW needs to. They have a great show. But it's like a great show that no one knows about because they aren't out there promoting it. And they're on national TV. They're on a major cable network. Why is it not, talked about more? Why is it not pushed more?
It's like I leave this in more. I tell everybody I copied and pasted this in so many different YouTube videos just to let people know about it. I let them know who the band is that does the music for Konosuke Takeshita. AEW doesn't do, WWE definitely does this. They tell you who does the song of the opening theme of every wrestler sometimes. Oh, they've got a new song coming out on our new compilation album. You could listen to here on iTunes. You know,
especially when it's like licensed music. I remember whenever The Undertaker would come out to Rollin' by Limp Bizkit, it was always on the bottom there, like the album, the what's called artist, and the record label. Like you'd always see like Interscope Records, Limp Bizkit, Rollin', Hot Dog Flavored Water, whatever the album was called.
All the So if you saw No God for Konosuke Takeshita, and in the little bottom half of the screen, I'd screenshot it and share it on Twitter. So I would not only would I increase the fans for you guys, I'd increase the fans for No God, a band that I've loved for over a decade now. Since I got out of high school, I've been in love with that band, and I'm planning on seeing them in Japan as well. And in addition to that, you know, it's what AEW, if they could also get kids into classic rock bands. Because Orange Cassidy's new theme song, Jane by Jefferson Starship, you know, that song rocks. You know, so many kids are getting have the opportunity. You have the opportunity to get people into so many different things. All you have to do is just put the information there.
Indeed.
It's as small as just small details.
Yeah.
Yes. Before I ask you guys your thoughts about this match, I forgot. I'm going to input the director's. He sent me his notes because the director right now, he's busy. He's, he's doing a lot of FDS. You know, so he is doing a lot of this. He's doing that, so he's busy right now. But he'll be with us tomorrow in Top 5. So his notes. Number 1, the thing I love AEW always start with a match and a world title match to open. It's incredible. Number 2, they finally listened to us here on Circle Debate. We got Trio's title. Best friends will be the first champs. Well, okay, I forgot about best friends. Shit, he didn't get a point. Number 3, when men cry, Edge returns at Rumble. Daniel Bryan cleared the fight, and Hook winning the FTW title. That's his notes, I guess. That was just very quick. That's what's quick. All right, Matt Callis, you want to take it away on this one?
You know, I kind of agree. I wish there wasn't outside interference. Daniel Garcia definitely should have earned this win one-on-one, like the hard way. You know, getting the 3 count on Bryan Danielson. You know, Daniel Garcia definitely went over, but he went over dirty. And I understand he's a heel, but, you know, if you want to build new stars, you guys built 2-star, you know, helped build 2 stars earlier in the show with Ricky Starks and Hook. But Daniel Garcia, here's another one you really have the chance to really pull the trigger on. I thought that when I first heard that he won, before I watched the match, I was excited, but I don't like the way they went about it. But I liked some of the other things that happened in the match aside from the outside interference. You know, I definitely agree with you, Mike. They really can't help themselves with the outside interference.
Yeah,
everybody kind of wants to get their solo in the jam section. You know, they want to get their bars in the cipher. You know, so it's a little bit of that.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And I was going to say the same thing. It's like, it's another example. Like they have to have interferences for some reason. And it's not necessary because you could have made a main event star in one night where now it just looks like Daniel Garcia got a dirty win, just like Matt just said. You know, it's just weird because they're shooting themselves in the foot sometimes. And it's like it's right there in front of you. You have him going over on Bryan Danielson, and it was convincing enough. All you needed was the story that Bryan Danielson came back too early. He was already showing signs of him like dealing with the concussions and all that. So that was your way out of saying that's why Daniel Garcia won. You didn't need Jake Hager to fucking hold the foot underneath the ropes. It was a great match for sure, but it's like I don't think you needed to do that. See what Clark Tree said. I'll be honest, it was a great match, but I don't know if this match makes Daniel Garcia a star. It could have made him a star if they didn't go this route. To be honest, if he won clean, he would have been a star. But I feel like this is just another guy in the Jericho Appreciation Society who has 1,000 interferences during his matches.
Agreed. It's just the fact because he's been on a losing streak, and But however, the losing streak's been having has been putting him over. Like, you know, the recent one with Ring of Honor against Wheeler, and then the other prior one I forgot he fought before, a week before. It has elevated his career, like his stardom. Because yes, okay, he's not the best of the mic, but he has that like whatever attitude. Fuck it, I like it. It doesn't matter. But he proves it in the ring. Yeah. So this, like how you mentioned, like if that didn't happen, like that would have been a perfect second story. How you just said it. He wasn't ready to come back yet. He just had a headache. Like, oh shit, I'm seeing shit. And then that would have been it. That would have developed the feud between Garcia and Danielson again. But this time, you know, I think it would have been. I will be more intrigued, and not only that, it will get the audiences, people that are recording on a DVR, Dynamite. They'll be like, "What? This is happening right now? Oh my god!" You know, Garcia beat Brian clean. People are going to be intrigued. That's when the viewership, demographics goes up. But I mean, it's just our opinion.
It's the small shit though. Like I said, it's the small details. For example, I want to take you all the way back to 2019. Right? This came to mind right now. It was Chris Jericho versus Jungle Boy, and Jungle Boy needed to last 10 minutes, right? If you remember, it was like the last Dynamite of the year. Yes. And Jungle Boy did it. He lasted 10 minutes. And then the Inner Circle jumps Jungle Boy. Yes, but that crowd was so like behind Jungle Boy winning. They went to commercial, and it was during picture-in-picture where they showed Jungle Boy get to his feet, and the crowd was giving him a standing ovation, right? But they showed that during commercial, and then when they came back from commercial, they didn't even mention it. I was watching on Fight at the time, and I saw that, but no one else saw that. If they would have just showed that part on TV, Jungle Boy getting to his feet and everybody clapping for him and giving him a standing ovation, that's a star-making moment. That's how Tommy Dreamer became a star in ECW. He earned the crowd's respect, but you wouldn't even know that because they didn't even fucking show it on TV. You know what I mean? It's small little details like that would turn these guys from just regular wrestlers to people that people actually care about and are invested in. But they don't give you that opportunity to get invested when you constantly do stupid shit like this. Like a little interference that could ruin someone's match. You know what I mean? It's just they shoot themselves in the foot sometimes.
They do. I mean, any final thoughts on this match, Nero?
It was a great matchup. I love the story of Bryan Danielson being, Bryan Danielson and just violent in the ring, but then constantly have to pull it back a little bit because he was dealing with the concussions. So I feel like that was a great story to have. And yeah, I was loving it all the way until I saw Jake Hager's hand pull Bryan Danielson from behind. It was like, God, they had to do it. It reminded me a lot of the opening matchup. It was like amazing match and it's going well. And then we see Andrade try to get involved and it's like, it's not necessary. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I really feel like they have way too many outside interferences and it's kind of like lazy booking. You can't come up with another way to have somebody win dirty. You have to constantly go with the outside interference. Is there no other way to cheat anymore?
Yeah. I mean, I was too little concerned, but then Brian sold the shit out of it. I can tell you that right now. I think he definitely sold it. I was really scared of myself too. I think it was the one when he did the suicide dive and it looked like Brian hit that whiplash kind of got to him a little bit. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, he hit pretty hard.
Yeah, I think he could. Man, fucking Danielson, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. But now, we're almost there towards the end, ladies and gentlemen. But looks like Matt Callis is going to take his medicine.
Yeah, I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm still recovering. I love you guys. Thank you guys for turning in. Keep watching the show. There's a lot of good stuff coming up in pro wrestling news and the other segments. Keep watching Circle of Debate, and we don't just make wrestling. We make history.
Get better. All right.
Feel better, Matt.
Yes. Yeah, he's a little under the weather, ladies and gentlemen. But he made the effort to come on in, man.
Respect, for sure.
That's hell yeah, definitely. But yeah, man, a lot of things coming up for Rampage. Of course, tomorrow we have Jay Lethal and, of course, Satnam Singh, Sanjay versus Best Friends in Orange. Anna Jay versus Ruby Soho. Matt Sydal, Lee Moriarty. Claudio, of course, addressing the fans, and Ethan Page against Leon Rupp, the rematch, of course, that's fine. But the one is on Sunday. It is Ric Flair's last match. Of course, that is the card, and that'll be on Fight TV, ladies and gentlemen. as we have the Von Erichs versus the Briscoes, which that's going to be very intriguing to see. Clark Connors versus Ren Narita from New Japan Strong. Killer Cross versus Davey Boy Smith. That's
friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast. Shout out to Killer Cross. And of course, we have Rachel Elling, Jordan Grace, and Deanna Peralta in a triple threat match. This is going to be a banger right here. Jacob Fatu versus Josh Alexander. That's going to be whoa. And you have Triple A Zone, Ray Phoenix and Tauros versus Laredo Kid and Bandito. I think it's a fatal 4-way or a tag team. I'm not quite sure.
I think it's a 4-way.
Oh, it's a 4-way. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you have the Wolves coming together. Of course, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards versus Mona Shit and Machine Guns.
It's going to be fine.
And of course, Kerry and Ricky Morton versus Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson. In the main event, Ric Flair and Andrade Lido versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Are you excited? Are you invested? Or you're just, man?
I feel like I'm excited about every match on that card besides the main event. Like, I don't know. The main event is going to be, the main event is going to be carried heavy by Jay Lethal versus Andrade. We're not going to see much of Ric Flair in the ring. Even though it's his last match, I'll be very surprised if Ric Flair wrestles more than 2 minutes in the ring. And I don't think we're going to see much of Jeff Jarrett either. But every other match on this card, fucking Josh Alexander versus Jacob Fatu is nasty.
Oh, man. Hell yeah.
The Wolves versus the Motor City Machine Guns is nasty. Like, there's a lot of good matches on this card. So I'm definitely going to be watching this card. As for the main event, like I said, Ric Flair, I don't think that he's going to spend too much time in the ring, which I hope he doesn't because it's a big liability. But, it is what it is. I think that, respect to Ric Flair. I seen people were saying that I hate on Ric Flair too much for the last couple of weeks of me saying he comes off like a dick. But, I mean, he does. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep it real. I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to keep it real. Like,
when keeping it real goes wrong.
Exactly, right? Nah, but, the thing is, it's like, I don't got no beef with Flair. Like, I just think that, for the way that they built this whole matchup, it just doesn't make sense because you want him to come off like the babyface, but he treated Jay Lethal like shit. He treated Jeff Jarrett like shit. So I don't know why people would go ahead and root for this guy who comes off like a guy who, he's basically playing the real character that he has in real life, where at this point he's ruining all his relationships with all his friends, and he has nobody and he has no money, so that's why he's doing this matchup. So that's basically it. It's sad to see.
I don't know if that's what pre-show. I didn't see that card. Adel Angels versus Nick Wayne, Gresham, and Konosuke Takeshita. Okay.
Something happened with Nick Wayne overseas.
Bomb
it was
scare.
like a bomb scare.
Yeah, and they held everything off, so he's okay. He's okay. It's okay.
I don't know if it's going to affect that matchup, though.
No, it's not. He's back already in the States. But
all right, cool.
This one, Ric Flair's though. I'm thank God that Van Fleet interviewed him, asked him, "Is this gonna be your last match?" He clarified it, but sometimes he can bullshit us. He's like, "No, it's gonna be my last match."
He said the same thing against Sean in 08.
Oh my God, yes, please, whoever offered him $10,000 or $100,000, please don't just fucking manage only, no wrestle, no. Or not even manage. Just stay home. Shit.
For real, bro. Like,
focus on your podcast. Focus on your podcast. Man,
Jesus. It's like 80. Like, come on. It's like, no disrespect. Like, I respect what Ric Flair has done for the business, but it's like, at a certain point, go home.
Go home.
It's like, you respect Vince, follow his lead. Like,
right? Just fucking stay home. Go drink with Vince at his yacht or something. Shit.
Word. Go share paralegals. Come on.
And Blair, a.k.a. the Peacemaker, should be his name.
Oh, man. More like the Pacemaker. Shit.
Oh, my God. No. And now it's time for the final topic of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. And that is our predictions for WWE SummerSlam coming to you this Saturday on the cock. No, not on the.
That was wild.
Jesus. Okay, let me explain once
again. The following program is rated TV MAL.
Okay, so not literally, not that one, not that cock, the peacock. Okay. Yes, I know. I'm tired of the. Oh my God. He should.
Yo, Devin, I'm gonna say never for this one, man. I'm saying never.
Oh,
Please never come back.
Never. Like
it's a liability at this point. Like the guy had so much like health issues and shit. It's like I just don't want to see nothing happen to him. You know what I mean?
he's just hell no. I mean a peacock, all right? Peacock, ladies and gentlemen, not the cock, the peacock. All right, just get that clarified.
Yeah.
Thank you, Blue. All right. Oh man, so let's look at the card once again. I know that one was postponed, but I'm intrigued of seeing. I'm actually intrigued, to be honest. I'm really looking forward to SummerSlam. I hate to say that. I know. It's not a bad card. I'm very excited. I'm really, really, really excited. So I mean, the biggest question: which is going to be the opening match of the evening? And I feel that the opening one, I think, is going to have, as much as I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to. And that's going to be, of course, the Mysterios versus Judgment Day. Yes, he is waiting. He is still waiting. But yes, we got the no disqualification tag team match. So, De Niro, who do you have on that one?
That'll be a hot way to open up the card, especially with the no DQ. I think the Judgment Day has to win. To be honest, I feel like I don't know. Like I love the well, I don't want to say I love the Mysterios. I love Rey Mysterio. Like Dominic, you need some work, bro. But the thing is, like, I think that Judgment Day, ever since they lost Edge, I feel like they went down a notch a little bit. So they need this win for sure.
Devin is shocked. Like he's just like, wait, what? Yes, Devin. Yes,
Vince retired. It changed everything.
Vince retired to change everything. I'm pretty.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yes, I am excited. And I'll tell you why I'm excited. Because a new era will begin after SummerSlam, little by little. But yes. This is a tough one here. So you chose
Judgment Day.
Okay.
And I can see Dominic turning on his father too.
What about if Ray turns? What about if fucking Ray turns?
Yeah, that'd be wild too.
Oh my god! If Triple H has the balls to turn Mysterio heel,
and Ray cuts a promo too and says, "You're not even my son. You're not even my son." All right.
Oh, I swear, I will lose it if fucking Paul Levesque does do that. But does do that.
Eddie was right the whole time, bro.
Not return. I say Uncle Eddie's son. It's predictable, but wouldn't that be? That's the thing. What about it? So he turns the whole 180 around, and it is Rey Mysterio fucking turning heel. Oh my god, man, that would be insane if that does happen. I will lose my mind if that does really happen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. All right, and let's see here, and the next matchup. This has to be the second matchup. I hope they, honestly, because the fact that there's not much to it, it should be a squash matchup to me, and that is, of course, Bobby Lashley versus Siri for the United States World Championship. I'm just saying Bobby Lashley. That's it. There's nothing much I can say about this man. I'm not invested. I'm not.
I could see them trying to pull the same shit that they did on Money in the Bank, where you have Theory lose and then try to cash in the main event, you know?
Yeah, that could be the case. That could be the case. But yeah, I'm just not invested on that. I just hope they move forward with that and see what happens down the line. Word. And of course, we do have I think this is going to be the matchup they're going to put right after, and I think they should, because this should be something. This is the one that I'm looking forward to. This is why I'm excited, because I do like one thing, and De Niro and I will agree with me on this. WWE knows how to put packages of a storyline, how to tell a fucking story, how the feud began. Lashley needs to stay champion after Gunther comments came out. Oh hell yeah, I would like to see Lashley. Gunther going at it definitely will be invested for that. But this is a story that two former athletes are former teammates, and that is Pat McAfee and Happy Corbin. I say
Pat McAfee looks mad red in that picture.
Oh yeah,
committed Steve Weiser.
Yeah, he was already drunk already. He was like,
he took that picture right after that match at WrestleMania.
Yes. Oh man, but I got Pat McAfee, man. I'm excited. I'm really excited for Pat. He impressed me in Mania, man. He did a fantastic job. NXT was cool. The guy can deliver, man. He's a fucking athlete, and he proved everybody wrong. He shut everybody down, and all his critics can kiss his ass. And you know what? Hands to you, hands down to you, Pat McAfee. I'm excited for this one. What do you think, Dinner? What do you got on this one?
Yeah, I think Pat McAfee definitely wins that matchup. I don't know why you would give it to Corbin. I don't think really there's anything for Corbin to win. And I could see Pat, having more matches too. He's definitely very athletic and he does go in the ring. So he's very intriguing. I like Pat McAfee, so I'm gonna go with him.
Yeah. I mean, and I agree with Dan. He is a hot commodity for WWE. I totally agree with that. I would not let him go. He makes Friday Night SmackDown very intriguing with him getting the table. Oh, Nakamura style.
Yeah.
Shout out to Side Note Suplex again, another member of the League of Extraordinary Podcast family. Big old wrestling. Yes, it is. That's what we're talking about here. CJ.
Most definitely.
There's a lot to talk about. That's what it was. Tonight was a stacked show. And then I think right after that matchup, something tells me we're going to have this matchup, and that's going to be in the women's side. But the question is which one? And that's going to be Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. Now, look, I'm gonna say it right now, man. I said it on you saw me. I said it on the Rewind group chat and the live chat on the show they had earlier. I would like to see Shayna Baszler interfere, try to help Ronda, but actually cause her to lose, and that's how they begin their feud. They need to do something with Shayna, and this will be a great storytelling, just like how you have Pat McAfee, Baron Corbin, two former teammates from the Indianapolis Colts. And, before Corbin went to the Cardinals. There you go. You could do the same thing here. You could do Shayna Baszler, who was a student of Ronda Rousey when it was UFC. The Ultimate Fighter. You could do that. The teacher Ronda, the student Shayna. You could fucking pull that off. Have her fuck up, Rousey's title, moment to her winning the championship, and start the hope and debacle from there with Natty there. You can mix with Natty a little bit, then push her out of the way, and then just make Shayna and Ronda. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I don't know how you feel about this match. And
I mean, that'd be interesting. I don't know how Liv Morgan's going to survive, but to be honest, I don't think that it would be smart to take the title off her right away. I think that she got a lot of people, supporting her, and she just won the title. So I would like to see her retain somehow. But I don't think she goes over clean. And I don't think she turns heel. So, I could see that being a situation where someone tries to come out and, maybe Ronda gets distracted or whatever. But it's going to be interesting because, Liv Morgan does have a lot of supporters. And people do care about her. And she just won that title. So I don't know if you want to take it off her too soon.
Yeah, I totally agree. They should not, because that's why, you can have, you got to invest on Liv Morgan. You have to now give her a push. And I hope Paul Levesque does do that and invest on her. So I really do hope to see that. And the side note, say they kind of tease it. Yeah, they have. They've been teasing a lot on social media, on Shayna's social media, on Ronda's and Natty's. So you can kind of tell. That's why I feel like this is the perfect timing for them to do that, to push the trigger with Shayna and have Ronda and Shayna for the first time. Why the hell not? Have to, duke it out for reals. See what Dan had to say. Liv wins, Ronda turns heel like The Rock did. It will go away for a few months. Man, yeah. That could be the case too. That could be. I could see that too, yeah. Oh, no. I'm tired of that. No. See, they go
that would be the same old shit.
Same old shit. And I don't know. We don't want that same old shit. No.
Yeah, we want new shit.
We want new shit. Damn it. We want the new Stone Cold. That's old Stone Cold. All right. And I feel this match will happen right after. And that will be, of course, the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Jarrett, of course. Slap nuts. That's the guest referee. As it's the Usos defending the undisputed tag team titles versus the Street Profits. I've been hearing it all this week and a half, and I'm pretty sure you have to, De Niro, that this could be the end of the era of the Profits, that they might split, that we say everybody's keep rumoring your window saying that Hawkins, that it's Hawkins, right? That's his last name? Or
Dawkins
yeah.
will
be the one turning on Montez Ford after they lose this match. I wouldn't mind seeing the Profits winning it. I want them to shock the world. Screw it. The world.
I'm a big Street Profits fan. And I said that when we were reviewing Money in the Bank, because that's when the rumors pretty much started that they were going to separate. I feel like you don't need to have them go through like a breakup to separate. Like, for example, look at the New Day. Everybody in the New Day, they do their own thing sometimes, but then when they come together, they come together. So I don't see why you can't have.
Whoa. Oh. Technical difficulties. The mic is off. His microphone went down. Error. But he can hear me, though.
We good?
Yeah, there we go.
All right, my bad. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I could see, Montez Ford having a good singles run without having Dawkins having to, like, turn on him. Having as, like, you can have them as allies. They don't have to break up. But nonetheless, I've been a big Street Profits fan for a while. I would love to see them win the tag titles here. I just don't see it happening. I think that the Usos, they will retain those titles until Roman Reigns drops his titles. I think that they're going to keep this as like a part of the package, the whole bloodline with all the championships.
Yes, even that. Yeah, me too. I think so. I would love Profits to win, but we'll see.
Yeah, definitely.
I want them to shock the world. All right. Then we have the Women's Championship, the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. I've been hearing it. I think we've been listening to it for quite some time. There's another rumor in your window that we might see interference by Bayley.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure if it's true or not, but this storyline for me honestly needs to end. I'm not invested anymore. I do like Becky's character, but it's just not. I'm not really intrigued with this feud because it's done already. UK, unless if they bust what they did to Bianca the year before, right? Was it the year before, right?
Yeah, when Becky came back.
Mm-hmm. I will be shocked if Bianca beats Becky quickly that way. And just karma's a damn bitch if they do that. I will be shocked, but I don't see that happening though. But yeah, I got Bianca winning, and someone needs to step up now and give Bianca a feud, which I thought it would be Rhea, but I think it could be Rhea. We might see Rhea probably come out. And maybe just come out and challenges Belair for the next upcoming event. I'm intrigued to see that. We need to see that happen.
I want to hear that.
What do you got in this one, De Niro?
I got Bianca. I think Bianca needs to win, but I'm sick of this feud. Honestly, like you have, all right, so the two big shows of the year is SummerSlam and WrestleMania. They faced off, even though it was like a quick-ass, stupid-ass match last year at SummerSlam, but then they faced off at WrestleMania, and now they're facing at this SummerSlam. They're going to face at WrestleMania 39. Like, come on, it's overkill now. Like, you already had, like, this is the same shit I was talking about, like, last week about Kingston and Jericho. It's like, you overdo the matches until the point that people don't care. Like, they want to book this like it's long-term story building, but it's not. Like, after a certain point, people stop caring. So, I don't know. I feel like they could have went a different route with this, but nonetheless, if this is the way they're going, I think that Bianca wins.
Okay. All right. And then I feel that this is going to be the co-main event because it's just after Mania, and of course you paid them big bucks for it. So I won't be surprised it's a co-main event. And that is Logan Paul versus The Miz. I think this is maybe the one that now that he's a full-time athlete, I'm really invested to see what he can do in the ring. I think who I choose in this one, I want Logan to win. But something tells me that Miz might get this upset somehow, some way by cheating. Maybe. I'm not quite sure. But I still gotta go with my heart. I pick Logan Paul, and I think Logan Paul's gonna show up, and the Miz will put him over. As what I mean by that is the way how he will sell to Logan Paul. He'll definitely put him over. He'll put him up there. But I'll choose Logan. I don't know who you got there.
I mean, I'm going for The Miz because I can't stand the Paul brothers. But I think that Logan Paul's going to win because, you don't pay a guy to come in with all this money behind him to have him lose.
Exactly. I mean, there's no fucking way you're gonna pay this guy all this much money and he ain't doing a damn thing. No. You got to make.
I mean, this they could have the Miz win. If you look at Brock Lesnar when he came back in 2012, they paid Brock a lot of money to return to wrestling, and his first match he lost. So,
that is true.
I mean, you never know.
You're right about that.
But,
I forgot about that. You know.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think that if this was just a one-off celebrity matchup, then for sure Logan Paul wins. It might be different because Logan Paul is signed full term now. He has a contract, so he could lose and then try to avenge his loss. So,
yeah. I mean, that could be the case. Technical difficulties again for De Niro. His mic is going on and off.
It's just going in the trash right after the podcast.
Oh, no. Like, no, you son of a... Logan Paul, the first guest, but now with Triple H booking, maybe Ciampa gets his moment in and been. Oh, good call, Dan. Interesting. I hadn't thought about that. Maybe Ciampa could replace the Miz. That'll be something. That could be the case. Speaking of replacements, who the hell's going to replace Matt Riddle? Yes, I'm saying Matt Riddle, not Riddle. Okay, it's a new era. Remember that. But there's your rumors in your windows. So they're saying could be Gargano, could be Wyatt, it could be him added to the triple main event, maybe triple threat, last man standing. Rumors in your windows. What are your guesses, Dinner? What do you think on this one?
I think it's going to be Vince McMahon. No, I'm playing.
He comes out. Oh yeah, he's
Take me to the son of a bitch. Take me to him. Come on. Go.
It's going to come out. The rumors are being leaked from Seth Rollins. He's the one telling the Wall Street Journal all the inside shit that's going on. But in all actuality, I can see it being Gargano for sure. Especially with Triple H booking. Gargano still isn't signed with anybody, and he said he wouldn't be opposed to working with the WWE again. So I think that especially now, because we know how much Triple H had a great relationship with Gargano, oh man,
no,
man,
no.
I'm just going. No offense, but I'm just going to act like that never happened. So anyway, I could see Gargano coming back because Triple H had a great relationship with Gargano and Ciampa. So I think that Gargano might come back. But it could also be Bray Wyatt. There's a lot of cryptic shit that Bray Wyatt's posting on Twitter. So it could be very interesting. I think personally, it's going to be Johnny Gargano.
Hopefully, I'm hoping it is. If with Triple H involved, anything is possible. As Garnett once said. Yeah, that's very true.
It could be Dwight Howard.
It could be Dwight Howard.
Oh, Dwight Howard at the tryout. So,
oh my God, if it is what I saw, what Side Note said, oh man,
I cannot believe this shit.
If it's Goldberg, man, Vince McMahon's still the puppet master and all that shit.
Oh my God, that's that Vince left the last bits of his writing before he actually literally took off.
Word.
Oh, now for the main event for this pay-per-view event, premium live event. Excuse me, premium live event. Jesus Christ! I don't know.
Yeah, change that shit back to Triple H.
Yes, change that shit. They can get rid of that. Of course, we did once. The tribal chief himself defending the undisputed Universal Championship versus Brock Lesnar. I see Roman retaining. I see Theory cashing in and
winning
and losing. I think Triple H will pull the trigger, not for him to win. I think that maybe Roman might keep it longer than we expect.
I think that we're definitely going to see some sort of Austin Theory trying to at least interfere or cash in, because he's been a part of this storyline this whole time. This whole build, you had Brock Lesnar attack him on SmackDown. You had Roman Reigns and the Usos going back and forth with him last week on Monday Night Raw. So for sure, they're including Theory too much to just not use him. It wouldn't make sense. So I could see Theory trying to cash in, but we heard rumors that the WrestleMania match was supposed to be this big bloody bath like brawl between these two guys, and it didn't happen because of the injuries early on in the match. So I could see that happening in this match. You could have this big bloodbath. It's going to be TV 14, I believe, the rating for this one. So they could get away with it. On top of that, it's a last man standing matchup, so those will always get pretty crazy and hardcore. So, but here's the thing that I think that you could have Austin Theory cash in and win the matchup without having to pin either Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar. If you had Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns do a big spot, like say they go off the stage or something, go through tables, whatever, and they're both out, and you have Theory cash in, then technically it's a 3-way last man standing match. He could just stand there as the referee counts to 10 and win the matchup. So
I see that too. I can see that
happening. This way you don't have Theory pin either Roman or Brock and still walk out as the champion. So I could see him cashing in during the matchup, but after like a big ass spot.
Oh man, if that does happen, I will lose my fucking mind. I just will be.
Oh, damn. He's killed though.
I would be that way.
It'll get the people talking though.
Oh yeah,
people talking for sure.
And you're gonna want to get that heat anyways. You want to have the crowd heat and to end the show for them to walking out of the arena saying, "Fuck! Now I go to Raw. I want to see what happens." Now you got to tune into Monday Night Raw and see what happens.
A lot of people hate Theory and they're like, "Oh, not Theory." It's like he's a heel. That reaction is exactly what you want. If you didn't care about Theory, that's different. But people hate Theory. That's exactly that's what you want as a heel. You don't want people to not care, but if you care, whether you hate them or love them, you're doing your job. So the way I see it is Theory's getting a lot of reaction and emotion from people, so he's doing his job. I could see him walking out. I don't know. I could see him walking out of SummerSlam as champion. If not, though, I think that I want to see Roman Reigns retain.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I just want this feud to end. End it. That's it. It needs to close. That chapter needs to be closed.
Well, they're saying it's the final time, but I mean, now that Triple H is booking, it could be the final time.
I hope so.
If Vince McMahon was booking, it would be the final time at SummerSlam.
I really hope so too. I hope it is the last time.
Yeah.
But it was Drew getting a title shot. Yeah, I forgot about Clash of the. What was it? Clash of the Castle.
Clash at the Castle or something.
Clash at the Castle. Yeah.
Yeah. Castle Clash.
I feel like Drew will be a champion after. It could be. Maybe they're heading towards that direction. I don't know. So this is why, Devin, if you're watching still, why I'm intrigued for this Saturday's premium live event. There. Jesus, I fucking hate that word. Premium live event. They need to get rid of it. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We gave you a fantastic Stacks 2-hour show here, ladies and gentlemen. Man, and wait until tomorrow because we got another one tomorrow for you. And I'm going to go ahead and type it in right now because tomorrow we're going to our top 5, ladies and gentlemen. And tomorrow we're doing our top 5 Rey Mysterio moments.
Booyaka.
Booyaka, booyaka. So make sure you tune in tomorrow as well because we will be doing our top 5 for Rey Mysterio tomorrow. Make sure you guys. Wonderful. Okay, I got you. I got you, Dan. I got you. Hold on. I got you. Jesus. Here we go.
Wonderful.
There you go. So, yes. So, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. We'll be back doing our top 5 Rey Mysterio moments. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do from the ECW days. Spoiler alert. Halloween Havoc. It could be moments, match, feuds, anything.
Mine is when Kevin Nash beat him in the Ets on the Mask. No.
Oh, no. Hell no.
Mine is his team with the Filthy Animals. When he had the little devil horn hair. That was weird. That was weird as fuck. Like Ray had a little weird crisis there when he had the mask off and he was in his baggy ass army fatigues.
And of course, I will make the announcement now since I'm going to make it here for you guys, ladies and gentlemen. So stay tuned for that date. Make sure just keep an eye on this date. So I want to say right there, August 8th. Why? Because you'll be seeing the Wrestling Delorean Podcast beginning on this channel
right here
on August 8th. Live, not premium live event, live on the COD channel coming to you Monday. So stay tuned for the hours. Dinner will provide that to you guys Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Keep an eye on the Wrestling Delorean Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Here on the COD channel beginning on August 8th. And yes, that's right. You get the chance going. That is right. So make sure you tune in. And don't forget as well, subscribe. Circle Debate here as well as you can follow the rest of DeLorean as well the social media platforms, the link tree right below. Now you can find all the DeLorean podcast fanatics on the YouTube will be transitioning here on the COD channel.
Yes, sir. All the Wrestling DeLorean passengers drive your way to Circle Debate.
Fasten your seatbelts because you'll be a long ride here to the COD. And that's right. And the outro, since Matt Callis is out here, we're going to go ahead and do it.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
It is that time for us to roll out, ladies and gentlemen. And just want to just go ahead and a toda Latinoamérica que anda escuchando aquí en Cerca de Debate, muchas gracias por escucharnos aquí en esta fantástica época número 102. And drive us
Got you.
Oh, that's right. So yes, don't forget about that Friday top 5. Tuesday we're back for another recap, week 3 of New Japan show, along with our brother here, Dan from Cage My IQ. Make sure you follow him as well.
G1 Climax night 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Damn, that's much good shit of professional wrestling we're giving to you guys. Pero sí, mi familia, todo lo que están escuchando, viendo aquí en Cerca de Debate, muchas gracias por escucharnos en nuestro canal y viéndonos aquí también. Y no se olvide que suscribir a nuestro audio plataformas y aquí nuestro canal de YouTube. Y como escuchó, para que sepan todos los fanáticos del Wrestling Delorean Podcast, va a estar aquí en nuestro canal comenzando en agosto 8. Aquí el video del canal de YouTube. Recuérdense de suscribir para que pueda mirar al señor Dinero de lunes, miércoles y viernes aquí en el canal de YouTube, comenzando en agosto 8. Y así ya podemos comenzar con todo. Y saludos a Nicaragua, Colombia, Ecuador, Honduras, Salvador, México, Panamá, Puerto Rico, the Philippines, that speaks in Spanish as well, Estonia, Russia, but hey, good to finally get to see you guys there. Czech Republic, all the European listeners, Germany, Belgium, Switzerland, Sweden. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Guten Tag, mi geht es dir da? Tschüss. That's right, for all of our European listeners. And of course, to our America! Fuck yeah! De Niro, take it away. Let them know.
Yeah, everybody who rides with the Circle of Debate, everybody who rides with Wrestling DeLorean Podcast, we appreciate you all. Thank you so much for supporting always. Thank you for always tuning in to every show that we do, always commenting in the chat, always following, subscribing, liking our shit, telling your friends to come over to Circle Debate. We appreciate it. It's very humbling. You guys are taking us to the next level, and the next level is going to be very nice. So stay tuned for a lot more cool shit because there's a lot more coming to the channel. There's a lot of cool shit coming. The Wrestling DeLorean Podcast coming on August 8th is going to be the same Wrestling DeLorean Podcast that you love on the audio, but just a little bigger. You know what I mean? Also working on some sponsorship deals that we just signed the contract for last week. We'll make that announcement soon. So a lot of cool shit coming, and it's all because of you guys supporting. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting Circle Debate and the Wrestling DeLorean Podcast.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it right there. So once again, make sure you tune in tomorrow. Top 5 Rey Mysterio moments. We'll be back on Tuesday for New Japan Show Week 3, night 7 through 10. Wednesday for the recap for UFC 277. Thursday, episode 113 for the recap of SummerSlam and Ric Flair's last match. And any more pro wrestling news or any updates happening, and Dynamite as well. Recap your weekly episodes. And we'll be announcing our next top 5 right on that. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the host of Leave Is What I've Been Seeing. And right here with my other host, mi hermano, Mike De Niro, letting you guys know that we don't just make podcasts, nor the League of Extraordinary Podcasts, just to do podcasting. We all make fucking history.
Will make history.